So I get a kite and I'm reading it, and it's from this white organization. And I'm looking, and it's basically telling me we need to see you on the yard at 12:30 p.m. sharp. Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, why do they want to talk to me? Right? I don't do business with white people up here. Now, before we go on, let me get some understanding, some straightening with y'all. It wasn't that I was racist or anything, but in this prison, it was heavily segregated. You have to be with your people. Okay, so it was really odd that this white organization wanted to talk to me. Now, the first thing I'm thinking is they must trying to get me out the way. They must think I'm boo-boo the fool. They trying to get me on the yard, get me poked up, either get me sent to Jesus or get me sent to the outside hospital or whatever. So I'm just keep looking at it, right? So I tell my homeboy Al, like, hey, man, look at this. So he looking at it, he was like, man, what they want? I was like, I don't know. I don't know at all. So I said, go get the homies, man, and let them know that, we probably about to go to war. So he was like, all right. So then he come back. He was like, hey, do you want me to let the Crips know or whatever? I was like, nah. Let me just see what this all about first. We good, right? So he was like, all right. So we just gonna fast forward to 12 o'clock, right? So now I'm on the yard, right? Me and my crew, it's about 15 of us and a couple of associates. So it's about 22 of us, right? And the white organization, they about 35 deep, right? But they spread out sporadically in certain areas on the yard. So I'm looking like, could this be a trap? But nobody had they war apparel on. Nobody had they, coats on, boots on. It was like a casual thing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not walking into an ambush. So I see the head leader of the organization over there, and he like give me the nod or whatever. So me and Al walk over there, and he was like, hey man, listen, I know we don't supposed to be speaking to each other, but I got some business for you. Now, for those that don't know, I ran a business in prison, a precise business, where if you were a weak inmate or you was an inmate that needed some form of protection from other inmates, you would come to me and pay me to protect you, right? So when this white leader of this organization is talking about he need my assistance, my business, I'm like, what the man? He got all these cats in here. Why he? So let's get to the story. So he like, listen, I need your business. I need your assistance, and we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you real handsomely. My employer is going to pay you 20 grand. I said, okay, what is it? Because I'm interested, because 20 grand is 20 grand, y'all. And in prison, 20 grand is like $250,000, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? He was like, there's a guy that's coming in here today, and I need you and your people to get at him. But we can't do it. We can't do it because he's connected with a certain group. And, for my safety, y'all, because I can't tell y'all the name of the organizations and I can't tell y'all the name of the groups because a lot of these guys are still locked up. These two organizations out here in the real world is strong, right? So I'm not going to say the name of the organizations or nothing like that, right? So anyway, so he like, so I need for you and your people to do this for us. And, we'll scratch our back whenever you need us, right? But overall, we're going to give you the 20 grand. We need for you to take somebody out that's going to be coming in today. right? So I'm like, okay, what did he do? Right? So he go on into this story. He telling me like, okay, this guy, it's a mob. It's a mob, right? So this guy has a daughter, right? And she's underage. We're gonna say she's a teenager. And he's supposed to been bodyguarding her. Like every time she go to the mall, when she go to school, he drop her off. He pick her up from school, take her to school, take her to the mall. When she with her friends, he there. When she go to the movies, he there, right? A couple rows back. Well, she ended up pregnant. And they want to know, how did this happen? You know, the mama and the daddy want to know, how the heck did my daughter get pregnant if you supposed to be watching her? Now, true enough, it could have happened where, you know, well, I can't even say, you know, a boy done went to the house and, you know, they messed around, because dude is always on her 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year on security detail on her. So nevertheless, they got money. So they end up getting a blood test, or they end up getting a blood test or whatever done while she was still pregnant, right? And for some strange reason, the mother intuition, right? She just kept saying, I know he did it. We gonna call the dude Sam. Sam is the guy that supposed to be watching over the teenage girl. Sam is the guy that's on his way to prison right now, where this white organization want me to take him out, but they can't take him out because he's family members with another organization that they ain't having it, because he's the nephew of this other organization that ain't gonna go for that, right? Despite what he's charged with. So nevertheless, they do the blood test, and before the test results come back, the dude Sam run under the protection of his uncle and like, Uncle, listen, I messed up. I need protection, right? And you know, it comes out that, yeah, he the kid or whatever, and they want him. They want his head. But they got too much heat on them with other criminal activities they got, and this just might be something else. And plus, he know all they secrets. So the uncle, his uncle, whatever, of the other organization, he basically say, listen, we don't want to go to war with these guys. Just cop to what you did. We'll protect you in prison, right? We'll protect you in prison. So he copped to it or whatever. The uncle telling him like, you know, we don't snitch in his family. Go do your time, and we're going to protect you in prison, right? But the other family like, man, bunk that. Which now they trying to employ me and my crew to do the guy in. So this is where we at. So I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So I said, how you want it done? He was like, man, make it look like an accident. Make it look like an accident. I said, is it a time period that you want it to happen? He was like, man, give it about 2 or 3 months, because we don't want to make it seem like, you know, as soon as he got here, then, you know, he checked out. I said, all right, well, you know, you're going to have to highlight a couple people in administration to get. He was like, I already know. Matter of fact, we got him to get in your cell. So he'll be coming in your cell. So we already talked to the people we need to talk to, administration. Everything good. We just watch him. Watch him, lay on him. And when the time is right, in a couple months, do him in. I said, all right, say less. So I ended up giving him my green dot information, because back in the day when I was locked up, they didn't have they did have PayPal, but nobody really was using that. We had the green dot cards, right? Do y'all remember the green dot cards? Not Cash App, but the green dot cards. So nevertheless, they end up putting $5,000 on there, right? And I spread that amongst my people or whatever, but I didn't never tell everybody in my crew, what the mission was. And I told my inner circle, like, okay, y'all, we got this white boy about to come in here. We gotta protect him. We gotta protect him for a couple months, and then we gonna do him in, right? So I was like, all right, say let's bet. So I spread the money around, and sure enough, 4 o'clock Tuesday, he walks in, right? So I guess his uncle told him that he need to click up with. Now I can't even say that organization because they all tie back in. So anyway, he ended up coming in, and the organization that he's supposed to have his back and protect him, they was on the other side of the prison. It was not one of them on this side of the prison. And the thing about it is, you got two competing white organization factions. The ones that's supposed to be protecting him is on the other side of the prison, and the ones that want to get at him, that employed me, got more pull in the prison. So that's how he got. So they won the administration war, right, of where he's going to be placed at. So nevertheless, he get in there, right, and I instantly bounce up on him. I'm like, hey, what's up? He was like, hey, what's going on? I said, your name's Sam? He was like, yeah. I said, all right, listen, you selling with me, and my cell right there, let me come in here, let me holler at you right quick. So he come in there, he sit down. I said, listen, I know who you are. I know what you did, but listen, that ain't none of my business. I'm here to protect you. So I need for you to understand this. There always will be somebody with you. When you go to the shower, there's going to be somebody with you. When you go to eat, there's going to be somebody. When you use the bathroom, there's going to be somebody outside that door. You understand me? He was like, okay, I understand that. I said, listen, I want you to understand this too. This is my rules in this cell. When you pee, I need for you to sit down. He was like, well, what are you talking about? I said, listen, white boy. I don't give a who you is and who you run with and who supposed to be protecting you. But in this cell, I'm God. You hear me? When you pee, I need for you to sit down. When you want to eat something in this cell, like eggs or tuna fish or something strong, you ask me first for permission, because I don't want the cell to be stinking or anything. Right? If you got to do a number 2, like take a dump or whatever, you don't take a dump in this cell. You go to the community bathroom. You understand me? I'm the only one that can do that up in here. So he was like, okay, I respect that. I respect that. I said, hold on, I'm not done. I said, if you want some personal time or whatnot, and what I mean by that, if you trying to bang one off, you don't do that in this cell. You understand? This my home. This my cell. I'm the only one that can do that up in this cell. You understand? I said, if you need to relieve yourself sexually or whatever, go to the prison shower and do that then. But outside of that, you can't do that in this cell because it's my home. I do that in here. He was like, okay, I get that. I said, another thing. I know that you getting money. You're going to be getting money in here. Your people going to be putting money on your books or whatever. I'm saying, the max we can keep on our books is $500. I'm going to need $200 every other week. Because, we go to the store every other week or whatever. I need $200 worth of items to keep you protected, right? Because he don't know about this other organization. I got this hit out on him or whatever. He don't know that he's in here with his executioner, his future executioner, right? So he like, all right, bet. Now, I know it sounds like Donta is a terrible human. It sounds like Donta is the worst of the worst, a piece of crap. And you might be right. I was a piece of crap back then. But if I would have known what the future held, dealing with this guy, the drama, which I'm about to tell y'all right now, and the issues that got me and my crew put up. This is why I say, never, I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, everything was going good for about a week. The guy was even cool. You know, I did put down on him a little too hard, a little bit too tough the first couple nights, because I had to let him know, like, well, I didn't tell him I got $20,000 on the line, watching over you or whatever. But I had to establish dominance on this white boy to let him know, like, yo, I know that you belong to a powerful family, but in here, you the nigga. You understand? You ain't that. You the nigga in here. And I had to establish that dominance over him, but I just had to let it be known, like, dude, your life in my hands now. So, but as time went on in that week, he was actually a cool dude. He really was. Until. Now, y'all know I always try to educate y'all about prison. The do's and the don'ts. One thing that you do not do, and I'm going to say this again, for the people that might end up going to prison, because some of y'all going to go to prison. Do not do drugs in prison. Do not involve yourself into homosexuality. I should make 10 commandments of what not to do in prison. Thou should not do drugs in prison. Thou should not steal in prison. Thou should not lay with another man in prison. Because these things, thou should not gamble in prison. My man, right? My man Sam, the white boy that I'm entrusted of watching for the next couple of months before me and my crew got to do him in. My man started getting on that K2. For those that don't know what K2 is synthetic cannabis, synthetic weed. Cheap, easily to get in, non-detectable when you get a drug test in prison, which can get you 2 to 3 months in the hole if you drop dirty, right? So anyway, he started smoking that K2. Some people call it Tunchi. Some call it that dirty white boy, right? Some call it bath salt. I call it bath salt because that's really what it is. So I noticed, like, when he first got in my cell, and all this happened like in 2 weeks. The decline happened in 2 weeks. So he started, getting on the K2 trip, right? But how he would do it is he would get high with whoever he getting high with, because we wasn't on his back. We wasn't like always over him like a gargoyle. So he had time to do what he did or whatever. So, he had his little friends or whatever when I noticed that he was, getting high. And every once in a while, I holler at him like, hey, yo, you need to slow down or whatever, and blah, 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 blah. And he'd be like, okay, cool. I got this, man. I'm not going to, overindulge. I got this. And normally when he gets super high, he'd just come in the cell and he'd just get under the covers and go to sleep or whatever, right? If there are any teenagers that's listening, I want to say something right quick. I don't give a damn if people say, oh, weed is okay. Weed is good to smoke. It is a gateway. Weed is definitely a gateway. Alcohol is a gateway. It will lead you to do other things, to stronger drugs. Okay. I don't give a damn what people say. It is a gateway, right? Let's get back to the story. Oh, let me tell y'all something too. If y'all haven't hit the like button for your big partner Donta right quick. Also, make sure y'all share this video. And I started my gaming channel. I'm going to have my gaming channel pinned at the top of the comment section. And my movie and short films channel will be pinned at the top of the comment section. Also, Stacy Storytime. I don't know if y'all ever heard of her or not, but she tell phenomenal stories. Y'all say, Dante, what do you listen to on YouTube? Well, I listen to Stacy Storytime. I'm going to have her channel pinned at the top of the comment channel too. So y'all make sure y'all check her out. All right, let's get back to the story. So this one particular day, homeboy is high. He high. We not really on that no more. You know, he settled in. He done got into his routine or whatever. We done kind of fell back on, you know, watching him like that, like a hawk or whatever. So, you know, he got his associates. He got his homeboys. He doing his thing. But I noticed that's all he do is getting high. He's getting high all the time. Now, who he's getting the K2 from, I don't know. I should have known because I should have been getting a little piece of that, but hey, whatever. I have my hands in a lot of others already as it was. But I did not know that Big Thomas, y'all know who Big Thomas is. I told y'all about Big Thomas. Big Thomas had a female guard bringing in the K2. He was pushing the K2 into prison. And for those that don't know who Big Thomas is, which I keep promising y'all, I'm going to give y'all the story of Big Thomas one day. Big Thomas was a booty bandit. Big Thomas was a guy sort of like Freaky Freddy, but Freaky Freddy, let me break down the difference between Freaky Freddy and Big Thomas. Freaky Freddy, he let it be known, like, hey, listen, I run a store. If you need honey buns, if you need shampoo, deodorant, toothpaste, ramen noodles, beef sticks, Reese cups, whatever you need, I got you. But if you don't pay me what you owe me, I'ma need a sexual favor, right? If you don't have what is owed to me, I don't want to hear, well, I got you next week, OG, or I'm gonna make it up. No. Or you definitely gonna make it up. You gonna make it up, right? And how Freaky Freddy program was like, if you can't pay him, he wants sex, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Now, he wasn't the type that would try to beat you up, because Freaky Freddy was old. Freaky Freddy was like 55, 56, right? He just won't deal with you no more. And 9 times out of 10, people will want to go back to Freaky Freddy because he was more lenient with his prices. Me, for instance, when I was running the store, I was doing 1 for 3, meaning if you get something from me, you got to give me back 3 items. So if you get 1 pack of ramen noodles from me, you got to give me back 3 packs of ramen noodles, and so on and so forth. You know, I ran a strict, tight program. You understand? So anyway, Freaky Freddy, that's how he was. Normally, everybody paid him back. There was some cats that was getting down like that, was getting items from him and, you know, giving him sex for in exchange for commissary or whatever. Now, Big Thomas, on the other end, he was what you would call one of them down low dudes that everybody know that you messing with them punks, you messing with them sissies, but y'all don't really want to say it. You know, how can I put it? I'll put it this way. If a man sleep with another man, you're gay. It ain't, I don't want to hear no pansexual, bisexual, or no, you're just gay. And that's just what it is. Big Thomas feel like, well, shoot, I ain't the one that's getting boofed in my butt, so I ain't gay. I'm the one doing it. And that's how his philosophy was. And you really couldn't joke with him and try to clown on him, because Big Thomas was a big dude. Hence Big Thomas. Big Thomas was about 6'8", maybe 310, 315. He was a really big guy. He ended up losing his eye in an incident where it was, I don't know if this happened. It had to happen, but it was said that he tried to, take advantage of his cellmate, this young Mexican guy, whatever, and dude wasn't going for it. Big Thomas used to beat him up all the time and, just basically trying to wear down his spirit, punk him out and then try to grape him. And one day, when Big Thomas tried to really get him, get him, dude stabbed him in the eye with a pencil. And, well, now he looking like Debo. Rest Debo soul, right? Now, anyway, so Big Thomas is bringing in the K2. And white boy Sam, the one I'm supposed to be protecting and guarding and watching him, he's copping from him. Now, K2 is expensive. Oh, yeah. You can run up a crazy debt in prison off them drugs, right? And y'all see where this going. So now, hold on. So now, he runs up a crazy debt. I don't know about this, right? I don't know that he ran up a crazy debt with Big Thomas. But now he's asking me, because he never asked me for nothing. He asking me like, hey, Donta, could you spot me, a couple of dollars or whatever, and, till it's payday or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I guess. But I knew he was getting for the drugs or whatever. So this would go on for about 2 weeks where I'm spotting him like every 2 to 3 days. Now, when he got his money, he broke me off. He broke me off properly, so I wasn't tripping. And then one day, he came to me. And he was like, hey, Donta, listen, I know what we talked about and what we worked out or whatever, but I need to move out the cell. I said, what's going on? He was like, I messed up. I messed up, bruh. And I need to pay my debt. I said, what you need? Because this is my investment who I'm talking to. This dude is my investment. So he was like, man, I need about $3,000. I said, $3,000 for what? He was like, man, I messed up with Big Thomas, man. I owe him. I owe him $3,000, man. I messed up the bag. I messed the bag up. I said, what do you mean you messed the bag up? He was like, man, I just been smoking and giving it out, and I've been doing my thing in here hustling, and it's guys that owe me money. I said, who owe you money? Cause we can go collect that. He was like, nah, I don't really want to go through that. Big Thomas basically gave me a proposition, and I'd rather go this route. I said, what proposition? He was like, man, listen, I'm just going to leave out. I'm just going to move out the cell because I know how you are. And I know you not going to stand for this. I said, what? What are you talking about? He was like, man, I want to be with Big Thomas. I said, what? Come again? He was like, yeah, I decided that I want to be with Big Thomas, and I want to be his guy. I said, listen. I jumped up, y'all, and I grabbed him by his collar. Like when the bullies, grab somebody by their collar. I jumped up and I grabbed him by his collar and I pushed him against the cell. I said, let me tell you something, white boy. You fucking with my money now. You fucking with my money. And he was like, no, listen, man, I understand that, man. If I owe you anything, I said, no, you ain't understanding, white boy. You mess with my money. I said, you know what? Get the fuck out of here. So I push him, right, and he walk off. So I called Al, Tall T, Homicide. We had an emergency meeting. So they're like, what's up, Donta? I said, listen, y'all, we got a dilemma here. The white boy owed, Big Thomas about 3 G's. Dude basically want to be with Big Thomas like, it's his sissy, his punk. I can't have that in my cell, and I don't want to have to, kill this guy or whatever. So I said, listen, this is what we gonna do. I want you to send word to such and such, the organization that I posted, whatever, and let them know that a part of our strategy is we just gonna let him be with Big Thomas, right? So, we sent word to the organization like, yeah, we still gonna take him out with whatever, but we got him hooked on drugs, right? So we gonna get him a slow death or whatever. And he with this booty bandit, so y'all can let y'all people know out on the streets that dude basically got turned out up in here, and that was basically the mission for us to let them know, like, don't worry about it, we still got it. Nevertheless, I see the white boy Sam, and I tell him like, hey, listen, we good, man, we straight. You go ahead and pack out and go ahead and ride out. And he did. 3 days to go by. I didn't see white boy Sam at all. I damn near almost forgot about him. Till one day, we all on the yard, right? And me and my crew playing dominoes, right? I see Big Thomas walking. First, I see Big Thomas. And then I see him. I see Sam, white boy Sam. Big Thomas is sitting right here on the right by the weight pile, right, waiting to hit the weights, and the white boy is standing right there. He got the front of his shirt all turned up. You know how them sissies be with their shirt all tied up in the front, showing their navel or whatever. And I guess some other punks or whatever altered his clothing to make his pants real tight like capris or whatever. And he had his hair in a ponytail. And I'm looking, I'm like, man, this prison shit crazy. One of the white guys from the organization that was paying me to do this hit or whatever, he came over there, he said, the boss want to talk to you. So I go over there, I'm like, yo, what's going on? He was like, listen, we're going to call it off, right? I hope there's no bad blood between us. I know we said we was going to give you $20,000, but, this right here is good enough. So we're going to give you $1,000 and call it even. I said, all right, bet. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm glad that they did that, because I didn't want to go to war with this white organization. I didn't want to go to war with them. And I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out. No bloodshed had to happen. I didn't have to take somebody out, or nobody in my crew had to take somebody out, take this dude out. And it just happened the way it happened. Let me tell y'all something. Stay out of prison. Stop committing crimes. It's not worth it, man. It's not. And I know a lot of y'all be wondering, like, yo, Donta, why do you drop videos like this? Because there's somebody out there that's committing crimes or going to commit a crime and do not realize what's ahead of them. Your life can be in danger before you even get in there. It's cats is plotting on you before you hit the joint. If you like girls, I'm talking to you straight dudes. If you like girls, don't commit a crime, man. Because if you go to prison 9 times out of 10, you're going to get turned out. Or you're going to be getting extorted or beat up by somebody like me. I might wake up and just have a bad day and might just want to put my hands on somebody. And it might be you. But anyway, yeah, y'all, make sure y'all share this video. Hit the like button. And it's Christmas time, y'all. I need for y'all to I need everybody to send me $10. If you can't send 10, send me 15. No. We're gonna start it like this. I need everybody that can to send me $1,000. And if you can't send 1,000, send 100. If you can't send 100, send 50. If you can't send 50, send 20. If you can't send 20, send 10, $5 or $1. I'm gonna have my Cash App, I'm gonna have my PayPal, and I'm gonna have my Zelle number at the end of this video. Y'all make sure y'all put something in there for y'all big partner, all right? I need to get my commissary up. With that, y'all, this is your big partner, Donta. Every day I drop a new prison story at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, tap in, right? And check out my other channels that I got pinned at the top of the comment section. And especially if you want to game with me, you want to do some gaming with me, make sure you subscribe to that channel and put your gamer tag in the comment section, whatever, on my gaming channel. And I got a PS5 though. I play on the PS5, so I'm just letting y'all know that. So I'm gonna put my gamer tag in the top of the comment section, also on that gaming channel, so y'all can just add me as a friend and we can run it. I'm only playing right now Call of Duty Warzone, Rebirth Island, and that's it. So I'm just letting y'all know that's the only game I'm playing right now. Also, I got another channel for those that don't care about the prison stories and want to hear my paranormal stories, my supernatural stories, my hood stories, or whatever. I'm going to have that channel pinned at the top of the comment section too. Okay, so y'all make sure y'all check that channel out too. All the links will be pinned in the description and in the comment section at the top. With that, y'all, stay tuned. Here's the information for y'all to bless your big partner Donta. With that, y'all, I'm out. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my movie and my gaming channel. I'ma have that link pinned at the top of the comment section. Also, y'all subscribe to Stacy's Storytime. She's tell phenomenal stories just like myself. And if y'all feeling generous, make sure y'all leave me a tip. I'm accepting Cash App, Zelle, and PayPal. Until next time, y'all take care. I'm gone.